This is From Hero to Zero, a show about the misconception of the demise of the music industry. We talk to heroes to make sense of the alleged zero, the music business. Hi George, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Thank you for taking your time off your busy schedule, I suppose.
No problem.
And talking with us.
No problem.
So George, you're the guitar player for the Raven Age, melodic metal band from the UK, London, I suppose, right? One of the founding members, and the band has been around since 2013.
Right.
The Constellation as we know it today.
Yeah.
You released a 4-song EP. You're unsigned, but you're touring the world.
Yeah.
It's a bit of untraditional, let's say.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you elaborate on that? How did that happen?
Well, we kind of got, we only released our EP in 2014, and we wrote that out a little while, wanted to sort of make the most of it. Basically, after we released that, is when we got a booking agent, and we kind of just got thrown on tour. Like throughout the whole summer, we were touring. We were going all around with Macedon and Gojira throughout Europe. We came back to we actually played in Bologna, Italy. Came back to do Download Festival, and then went to play Switzerland like straight in a row. So it was very crazy. We didn't have much time to get back to the studio, writing and all that sort of thing. So it just got left and left and left. And again, it was just another tour come up. And then we started working on the album, and we decided that we would release it either at the end of 2015 or early 2016. That was always the plan, because we've been playing these songs for a while. We wanted to get our new music out there. We were excited about it. And then this tour came up, and we kind of thought about it and thought maybe this is such a good opportunity to sort of promote our band and to meet industry people. We said maybe we should have something, because we're unsigned, obviously we want to try and get us maybe with a label, so we want to have a product ready to go so people can pick it up and go, okay, they're bringing an album out, maybe we can get hold of it. So we decided to wait to release our album. So we got it recorded and everything before the tour. The production was sort of going on, sort of early stage of the tour. It's all done now, it's ready to go. But we've had some interest with some labels, and we're just trying to figure out when to get it out there. Sure.
It's a very good point what you raise. You've had interest from labels. However, young or also not so young bands nowadays, they often go out without a label releasing their albums. Has that ever been maybe a potential strategy?
Definitely. I mean, that was actually our original plans. We kind of thought, we did it with our EP, and we managed to get it into the Amazon rock and metal charts. It went to to number one somehow. I don't know. Maybe it was good timing or something.
Well, but it's a good product.
Yeah, it also went to 16 in the top 100 metal albums or something like that. But with labels, we were kind of, we've never done this before, never signed with a label, a bit sort of, I don't know, ill-advised, I guess. We didn't really know what to expect and what you do. So we were just thinking, let's do it ourselves, because I guess with labels you end up signing a lot of stuff away, and you might make less money on an album with a label, but then again they have good marketing teams and distribution all over the world and stuff like that. So we're trying to weigh up, and we still are doing that at the moment. We've not signed with anyone. We've got some interest from a couple of different labels, so we're just going to wait and see what they say.
Sure. You mentioned you recorded the album. Somewhere I read or heard that you recorded it yourself. Is that correct?
I recorded, the producer Matt Hyde, who did the mixing, he actually recorded the drums, and I recorded I tracked all the guitars, bass and vocals, just because we had the space to do it with Pro Tools set up and that, and I just said, I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit, and I didn't really want to waste his time or keep getting him and just sitting there doing take after take. I was like, well, I'll do it, it's fine. I just let him do the drums, because I'm not too sure if I'm going to get this right with the drums. There's a lot of different stuff going on. So so I just ended up recording the rest of it.
You never thought about maybe with the band going, I don't know, somewhere like other bands do, in a studio, just stay there for, I don't know, 3-4 months, record everything and...
Yeah, that does sound quite appealing, I think, especially after doing all that. It's like after doing it myself, I was just like recording my own guitars and recording everyone else's. I was just like sometimes sitting out like 2 o'clock in the morning with my eyes like this. I was like, maybe in the future, if the band is successful and we're able to, we can afford to get someone else to do it, maybe we'll do that.
So basically, you did it because of lack of funding.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we negotiated a deal with the guy and said we want to try and keep it as minimum as possible, obviously. And I said I can do this recording, which would cut down his time spent in the studio. So we managed to keep the cost as low as possible.
Sure. Well, sounds legitimate.
Yeah.
Talking about promotion, you mentioned if you sign with a label, then maybe you have a bigger marketing team or promotion. What I saw is that the 4 songs that are on your EP can actually be heard on SoundCloud for free.
Yeah.
So what was, of course it's a promotional tool, but what was your thought about it? Don't you think that, or there is a school of thought that says if you give away your music for free, you devalue it? What's your opinion?
kind of like, I think it works both ways, especially as, I know it's only EP, but it's our first release. No one really heard of our band, and there's so many bands out there these days who have their music up on YouTube, and you just go and listen to it, you know, download it for nothing. We kind of thought if we start charging people for our first release, that people, you know, are people going to actually do that without checking it out first? So the idea was to release our EP for free, just stick it up on SoundCloud and everything, and let people get into the music. Hopefully, we'll gain a bit of a fan base. We also have it. You can buy physical copies of us from our website as well. If you know, a lot of people like the physical copies as well. But yeah, and the plan is to, you know, maybe, I'm not sure, we'll release some singles and stuff. But maybe we won't do that with our album. I'm not sure yet.
Interesting. I just read an interesting quote by Roger Daltrey, from a frontman of The Who, who said, "The internet has stolen the record industry and gives musicians no incentive to make new music." You are a young band. Would you say that the internet actually helps you, like you mentioned, like spread the word about your band instead?
Yeah, I think he's right, but I agree that, you know, the internet is definitely a tool to use to get your music out there to people you'd never be able to reach without going to those places. But again, it works both ways because there's so many people doing that. It's just so many bands with new videos and putting stuff on SoundCloud and everything. It's made the whole. It's made it more difficult to sort of, you know, to sort of break through, I think. But I guess it has, and also I suppose it stops. There's no one out there going, okay, maybe I'm just going to start a band because I might be able to make a bit of money. You know, I think everyone who's doing, especially rock metal music, it's not so mainstream. So everyone who's doing that, you know, they're doing it because they love it and they live and breathe the music, and this is what they want to do. They're not too fussed about making loads of money. It's just, you know, that's how it is.
Sure. As you mentioned, record sales, they decreased enormously since the internet.
Yeah.
When you started out with the Raven Age, was that ever an issue? Did you ever think like, oh, we're not gonna make any money anyhow on CD sales? Well,
yeah. I think we kind of knew that already. You know, we were kind of young guys, and we grew up with that hadn't already happened, that change. So, you know, we all do it ourselves. I'd like, if there's a band who I like who are bringing out some music, I always buy the album, just because I personally like to have the actual album and look at the artwork and all that sort of thing. But most of my mates just download music, so I'm very aware that, you know, there's a big chance. It's very difficult to make money anyway. You're going to need to get pretty big before you basically. I think you make your money on touring and merchandise these days. So, yeah, we're aware of that, but we decided to go for it anyway.
Very good, very good. You just mentioned merchandise. Do you design your own merchandise as well, or do you have an agency?
A bit of both, actually. We have a digital guy who's done our artwork for our EP, and he designs our artwork at the moment. I mean, for our album, we have a lot of cool things artwork wise, which he's designed. But Matt, our bass player, he's also very good with designing. He's good with like Photoshop and all sorts of things. And on this tour, every country we've been to so far, on the rest of the world part of the tour. We've done like a banner with something significant from that country, but all in the style of our sort of dark, moody, Raven Age vibe, and with the tour dates on. And he's been doing that, so it's quite good to have him on the team too.
Interesting. And social media. You mentioned that you want to reach more people, new people. Ever since you started as the Raven Age, do you see that you get a larger following? Maybe you go for the first time, I don't know, to Asia, to South America.
Yeah.
Do you see it increasing also in numbers on Facebook and so on?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I think at the start of this tour, we had 6,500 likes on my Facebook page, and I think we've just hit 20,000. But yeah, before when we were on tour in general, we noticed in between it was kind of a bit dead, the odd like here and there, but as soon as you perform in front of people, they tend to just go on Facebook and hit the like button, so it always increases on tour. So we had like a target in mind. We said before we get to Download Festival, we get back to UK, we want to hit 20,000 likes, and I think we've just done that actually. So it's
I just
quite
checked.
Cool. Yeah,
it's true.
Cool.
So it is important for you, actually.
Yeah, definitely. Again, it all links up with labels and with management. We're trying to get, if you are going down that road and you want people interested, they tend to look at stuff like that these days, because I guess it's quite important seeing, read comments, what people are saying. And on this tour, we've been pleasantly surprised. Supporting Maiden is not an easy job for a support band, as everyone has told us, and we were sort of quite nervous about this. I saw, one of my favourite bands at the time, Funeral for a Friend, supporting Maiden back in, I can't remember what year it was quite a while ago, 10 years ago or something. Yeah. And I just got into them. They were my favourite band at the time, and the crowd was just giving them a load of grief. And I was like, what's going on? I don't understand. So I was expecting more of that, but we've actually been going down really well.
Quite well.
Yeah, definitely. Right. And I think that that all adds to the whole thing.
Why do you think that you've been received so well? The music it's not Iron Maiden, it's still different.
Yeah, exactly. I can't really put my finger on it. I guess it's we're a lot more modern than Maiden. We definitely have some influences in there, I guess. I think we're influenced by more sort of modern metal bands, but I think they get influenced by bands like Maiden and Metallica, so there's always this influence coming through. I guess, I don't know, people connecting with it. I don't know, people seem to like it, so it's good.
Exactly. Well, George, it was very interesting. Thank you very much.
Thanks
All
very
the best with the debut album.
Thank you.
Any plans, hopefully, when it will come out?
We don't have a release date yet. Like I said, we're still trying to figure everything out, but it's definitely be out this year. Probably, we're hoping to get it out as soon as we can, like after the tour, but we want to keep the buzz going, But it's likely to be towards the end of the year, I think.
Cool. Well, all the best with that, and maybe see you again then.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Thanks, man.
Cheers.